very pressed for time today, guys. I just want to have you have an opportunity to speak to you guys for our kickoff game on a Sunday. So turn the floor over to three-time Pro Bowler, three-time Super Bowl champion, Medway.
Thanks, Coach. I didn't know how gnarly you guys would be after practicing and sweating all over the place. But you guys are a pretty good-looking crew, all right? So just so you guys know, all right? I grew up in the Midwest, and where I grew up, we didn't have Pop Warner. We had Pee Wee football. Same concept, though, right? Take all the young guys, put them in pads, make them run around, sweat a lot, but get to go out and play the game of football together with guys that you grew up with, guys that you go through school with, be part of a team. And for me, when I grew up, nothing better than being outside hitting my friends in the mouth as hard as I could. I loved every minute of it. It was really awesome. So I grew up in the Midwest in Ohio, where Big Ten football and all that good stuff. And I went all the way through Pee Wee football. That was my only sport, really. I didn't play anything else. I was focused on being the best offensive lineman and defensive lineman I could be, and working out and doing all those kind of things. But when I was at your guys' level, the number one thing I did was have fun. And the only way you guys can have fun is if you guys work hard, do what your coach asks you to do, and you know your assignment. And when you guys have all those things, then you can go out there and play as a team, and there's nothing more fun than playing as a team. Now, playing as a team doesn't mean you guys always win, right? I mean, it's obvious. There's gonna be games where maybe you're not playing your best, maybe you're a little dinged up or whatever it is. But you can always have fun, whether you win or lose. And that may sound like, oh man, that's just a way to sugarcoat things, but it's the truth. Because at your guys' age, it's all about having a good time. Because while mom and dad are working hard and traveling all over the place to get you guys to where you need to be, they're doing it out of love and to support you guys. And you guys should never, never forget that, right? Your parents give you the ability to have a lot of fun. So I grew up doing what you guys do. Played Pee Wee football, then went to the junior high program. From junior high, went to the high school program. And when I was in high school, I think we won a total of 4 games in 4 years, all right? We weren't that great, but we had a great time, and we played together. We were just a little outmatched. Came from a very small town, and was fortunate enough to have some scouts come by, and they see this weird, chubby little kid that, they thought could maybe do something down the road. And I got the recruiting process and ended up going to Purdue University. You guys know anything about the Boilermakers? Yeah, so I became a Boilermaker right out of high school, went there, and I spent 4.5 years in West Lafayette, Indiana. I played with some amazing guys. You guys ever heard of a guy named Drew Brees? Yeah. One of these days he may do something to get recognized. I mean, he's all right. He was a guy I protected. But when I went to Purdue, right, it wasn't like, I was, this great player and I deserved to be on the starting squad and make a real name for myself. I had to fight for everything I got. And I went there to tight end for some odd reason. They thought I could do something as a skilled player. That didn't work out so well. Just a photographer. Yeah, they always screw things up when I'm talking. God love you. But I went there and they put me at tight end, right? You guys ever have your coaches put you in a position and you're like, what are they thinking? Yeah. All right, so guys, listen. So I went to Purdue. They put me on the offensive line eventually, but I went there as a tight end and played a season at tight end. Then I made a big transition to offensive line and ended up playing there. Was Drew's left tackle for his entire career. We graduated together, and obviously got really. I must have hit the lucky horseshoe for you guys, but I must have had a horseshoe somewhere because I made it here to New England just in time to win a Super Bowl, and then spent 11 seasons here in New England. And now this is my home. This is where my kids are raised. So I tell you guys all that because the game of football is really, really important for 2 major reasons. All right, you're going to have friendships that you develop while you're playing the game of football. And those friendships are going to serve you well throughout your entire lives. And it doesn't matter if you guys only play Pop Warner, or maybe you play in, you know, and I would encourage you to stick with it as long as you can, but no matter what level you play at, you're going to join hands and sweat and do a lot of work with people around you that are going to be lifelong friends, and that's really important. And you're going to have fun doing it, right? The other thing that you're going to learn is that the game of football, it's about one thing, all right? And I say one thing, but there's two parts to it. It's being disciplined and having the right attitude. You guys are doing something that a lot of the rest of the kids in your school aren't doing, and that's giving up your time. Instead of playing video games and sitting around the house, you're out doing a lot of hard work. And there's a lot of people in your school that don't want to do that. Now, there's nothing wrong with not playing sports, but what you guys have a chance to gain from playing the game of football is really awesome. And that discipline and that attitude that it takes to play the game of football will always serve you well. So you're going to have great friendships that will last your entire life. And you're going to learn what it means to be disciplined and have the right attitude. All right? And when you talk about discipline and attitude, you can apply it to everything. You can apply it to the field. You can apply it at home, right? Your parents will really love the fact that you're coachable, all right? That you'll do what you say you're going to do and you're going to follow through with it. You learn that in the game of football. If you don't do your job, what happens? Everybody else suffers, right? Right? So if you don't do your job, you're not being disciplined, right? And if you don't have the right attitude, if you're always talking about, oh man, we can't beat that team, we can't do that. No. The game of football, attitude means a lot. How you guys approach each and every week means a lot. So what I want to encourage you guys is this, all right? You have a game Sunday? Yeah? You've been putting in a lot of work? Yeah. You've been doing what it takes? All right? Go out there on Sunday. Oh, it's open season right now. Saturday. And they taste phenomenal. Okay, I don't want to get sidetracked. I'm trying to stay disciplined. But listen, on Sunday, you guys have a chance to take the field. And do what, number one, when you take that field? What's your ultimate goal? You must be a quarterback. You're so bright. So you guys
say lineman.
Well, I mean, he is a good-looking guy, and they are the best-looking guys on the team for sure. And the girls on this team are awesome. You guys are awesome. But you guys are going to take the field on Sunday. You're going to have fun, number one. But I want you guys to go out there and really try to be as disciplined as you can and have a great attitude. You guys ever hear Bill Belichick when he does his interviews? You ever hear how it's always like, he doesn't really say much. It's like, that's not how it is in the locker room on game day. And that's not how it is throughout the week. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of energy. And all that is because we have great attitude. We don't complain. We don't do all that stuff. So on Sunday, have fun. Go out there with a great attitude and be disciplined in everything you do. Don't get down and make a bad play. Get up, go to the next one. Right? That's not the end of the world. It'll all work out. You guys will have a great opening weekend. Win, lose, or throw. You're having fun. That's the only thing that matters. So I wish you guys great success. Be safe in everything you do. Work hard. And it'll never serve you wrong, all right? This is a great game. Enjoy every minute of it. It goes by fast, trust me. One day you'll be an old man like me with a whole bunch of gray hair. I call it platinum. Very distinguished look. And you'll be talking to hopefully guys who are doing what you guys love doing, like I did, all right? Glad to be here, man. It's good to meet you guys. You guys got any questions? Yes, sir. Gary D. Simone. Am I in trouble if I say? Man, you know, I may. I know a lot of people. Should I know Gary? Oh, I probably know him. Yes. You know, I only got tackled 4 times when I was a professional, and that's because something really bad happened on offense, and I ended up with the ball in my hand, and I thought I was going to run for a touchdown every time I held that ball, but I got blown up immediately. I'm going to have like a negative 2-yard rush average. Did I have a special diet? That's a good question. You know, I was forced into having a special diet at one point in my life, but The truth is that, yeah, as a professional athlete or as an athlete in general, you guys have to think about how you feel yourself, right? What goes in has to, well, I don't want to get into that end of the business. But what you guys put in your body, if it's junk, you're going to perform accordingly, right? So fried foods and all that, they taste great. Make it one day a week. You know, splurge on something one day a week. But outside of that, you know, educate yourselves, and I'm sure your parents can help you on that. Eat healthy. It's always good. That's something that you can never do enough of. Just.
Do you still talk to people?
I do, yeah. All my former teammates, I still live in Foxborough, and my kids go to school there, and we're still in and get together with those guys and relive the good old days and all that good stuff. When I played, the guy that was probably consistently the best of the best was Dwight Freeney. Colts. Dwight Freeney was a defensive end. He, in my opinion, was the greatest defensive end that ever played a game, and everybody can argue that to death, but I had to actually see him, so that's where I come from. Yes, sir. I don't play football anymore. I retired 2 seasons ago. I was ready to do something else, and I can still walk, so I felt good about that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I know. Wait, you don't know.
Why not connect your name on
Do we have a special spot where we eat? Big food deal. No, I like this. Yeah, we like to go out. We hang at Patriot Place because we're in Foxborough. They got a lot of good restaurants out there. You don't want to drive. And James's Roadside Cafe, that's legit. That is the real deal. Every Sunday, right before church. All right.
Guys, Mike's, everybody else back. Mike's for a picture of the Medway Pop Warner.